When you want to do a tourism in one area, the first thing you should do is to ask the community whether they want tourism or they don't want.
That's the important part.
Because sometimes they are very conservative. They say, no, we are happy here and tourists will come, they do this and that, we don't want. Luckily, we got enlisted in Lonely Planet. You know, Lonely Planet is a kind of a Bible for foreigners. Unfortunately, the foreign tourist number has gone down in Odisha drastically. I give you an example. We had recently the Rath Yatra. There were not more than maybe 5 to 10 foreigners in the whole city, in between 10 lakhs of pilgrims. So I was taking a shower and the bee was around. So I got very disturbed and I thought the bee is going to bite me. So I became panic and the glass fell down on me.
Oh my god.
Whole glass fell down.
Beach, forest or hill, your favorite escape. Now I have put you in the spot.
Depend on the season.
Okay. That was a nice escape. One green practice every tourist should adopt.
No single-use plastic. Somebody very nicely told in a recent visit that, Babu, when we joined, we didn't know what is chai, tea. They don't drink tea, tribes. But now I can make 4 types of tea. Masala tea, black tea, dazzling tea.
Amazing.
So this is what the journey.
Hello, hi, namaskar. Welcome to Orissapost podcast. I am your host Patit. And today we have Mr Yugabrata Kar, the man behind Desia Social Resorts, where travel meets community and adventure meets heart. He is on a mission to put hidden gems of Odisha on the map, one smile and one eco stay at a time. So let's dive in and find out how he is making tourism not just fun but meaningful. Welcome, Mr. Kara, to Orissapost podcast, and we are thankful that you agreed for a conversation with us.
It's my pleasure.
So, sir, let's start from the beginning. You grew up in Puri, which is the epicenter of pilgrim-driven tourism.
Right.
Whereas your business is based in Koraput, which is rooted in tribal culture.
Yeah.
How did this Puri to Koraput transition take place?
Well, Puri, as you said, is the epicenter of Odisha's tourism as well as pilgrimage, what you say. So I grew up with an environment where we saw a lot of travelers, foreigners, many people coming and hanging in Puri when I was a kid. So it creates a curiosity in me, why they are coming here, what they do here. And also at some point I wanted to be a traveler like them. Like I want to take photos, I like to collect stamps, coins. So the travelers indirectly inspired me to come to this profession. Mm-hmm. But in my early days, I had no clue what to do. So coming from a middle class family without any business background. So obviously everybody wanted a steady career. So I studied like engineering and I worked also.
So eventually you also became an engineer.
Yeah, I worked also some years as an engineer. But somehow the pool was there for tourism and to do something. So in between there is a small story, in fact, like when you give your exam in engineering and the result comes, it takes about 3-4 months in between. In that lead period, we, couple of friends together, started a restaurant in Puri on the beach. Of course, it was illegal. We just encroached a kind of a place. We started a small restaurant in the name of Maharaja. And why I'm telling this story is all because that was a tourism starting point for me. Mm-hmm. Where we just near the Panthanivasan Puri, right on the beach, we made some sack kind of restaurant right on the beach.
Interesting.
And where we started meeting tourists and travelers. So this was a kind of my appetite for tourism was converted towards a restaurant where I met travelers more. So that restaurant became very popular and a lot of people came into that restaurant, and that also made me another point to meet travelers. Mm-hmm. So when I meet a lot of travelers there, I found most of them, particularly foreign tourists who are coming, are not coming to Puri or Odisha because of Puri. They are going towards Koraput, the tribal area.
Okay.
So I always find why they are going to tribal area, and then I started talking to the agencies who brought them there or the travelers. They said it's the most beautiful place in India to visit those ethnic villages. Odisha particularly so rich and this tribal heritage and culture. So it somehow inspired me to start or look towards Koraput from that tiny restaurant. So this is how the journey from Puri moved, or the seed for Koraput started brewing in my head about let's go there and see. So luckily I met some travelers who were going to Koraput. I just joined them to be there to see. And being a person from Odisha, Puri, I never been in Koraput and stuff because we grew in the coastal area and thing.
Yeah.
But that was eye-opening, I must say.
Yeah.
The tourism potentiality, the things to see there, the way the tribes, the way their nature. I was so shocked and thrilled. I said, wow, this is... So indirectly that inspired me to be a tour operator.
Yeah.
So before I was into the restaurant and small kind of thing, then I decided to really start a tourism business where I can showcase this rich cultural or tribal heritage of my state to an international audience. So this is the journey we started from Puri towards Koraput.
Interesting, interesting. Sir, brief us about the concept of Desia. At which year you started work on it?
Well, you see, basically, there are many different kind of tourism. We call it, some people call it ecotourism, there are pilgrimage tourism, adventure tourism, nature-based tourism. So tourism has many faces, many things. So in this context, as I started like a normal tour operator, doing normal tours and traveling and making packages tours. But slowly I graduated. I understand more about a term called responsible tourism, which was that time very new. What is responsible tourism? Responsible tourism is about traveling responsibly, making the journey more meaningful. And in that we work in 4 pillars. And then also to explain you in 4 pillars. One is maximum benefit to the community where you're traveling. Minimum negative impact to the environment. Number 3 is giving authentic experiences to the guests who are paying you. Number 4 is to do some sustainable development in that area where you're traveling. So this is basically responsible tourism philosophy. So Desia is more of a initiative which is an example of responsible tourism. So because many times you can talk about responsible, but so long you translate into work, it doesn't make sense, So we wanted to do some work which people can see that this is really a place where it is socially responsible, it is environmentally responsible, it is, again, community is getting benefit, environment is taken care of. There is some sustainable development in that area through the tourism revenue. A part of money goes to that. And also, most importantly, the people who are going there, who are paying you, are getting some kind of genuine, authentic experiences. So, Desia is more of this philosophy where we engage the local people, the environment, the travelers, all in one platform. And to ensure that we follow passionately the philosophy of responsible tourism.
Understood. Mr. Kara, tourism, as we know, is a very capital intensive sector. And it is also vulnerable to economic downturns, as we have seen in the times of COVID or in 2008 economic recession. However, in your case, you started Desia with your savings and a bank loan. What was the biggest risk at that time? And how did you overcome the initial resistance?
Well, coming back to that point, I just go little beyond to make it understandable.
Sure, sir.
When we used to go to the tribal tours with foreign tourists, in that time there was no hotels. In Koraput area, Fulwani area, Raigada area, there was no hotels. Hardly few hotels were there. So when you travel, we used to camp. we used to carry tents and a ambassador car full loaded with tents and some kitchen equipments, and because there was no proper restaurant also.
Wow.
So we go with 4, 5, 6 ambassador. One ambassador is a kitchen car always.
Okay.
So it goes in the front. So he will go, for example, morning 8 o'clock we have departure. That car will leave at 6 o'clock, 2 hours before.
Okay.
And he will plan where to stop, by riverside, by a waterfall side, to cook some food for us, and we eat there. And then in the evening also we pitch tents in little small villages and thing where the local people support us, local people participate in kind of cooking for us or being a guide. So this year when we started, we used to camp in an inspection bungalow near Machkund, right?
Okay.
And the inspection bungalow camping is illegal. You can't camp inside the campus because the government officials come. And
Yeah.
So it's not illegal, but you need a permission kind of thing, which is very difficult to get sometimes. One time we have been camping and some government officials came and they said, no, you have to leave this place.
Okay.
Oh my God. So with foreign tourists who are paying you have to tell them that go, let's go away. So it's very difficult.
Yeah.
So we took them to a nearby village to put tents and sleep there. Another challenges we always face in the tribal tour is all about find a proper right village to camp. Because some village may be unsafe, some village people are drunk,
Yeah.
some village is not clean. So to find a right village which is safe, clean and things like that. So one of the caretaker of the inspection bungalow took us to his village near Koraput.
Okay.
So we camped there, and in the morning when you open up our jeep of our tents, we found 100 children are looking around everywhere. Who is these people? What they are doing here? Imagine when you open your lock of your tent and you look, everywhere people are staring at you.
Yeah.
And then
Fascinating.
But there I found the smile is so
Yeah.
pure, the hospitality is so pure.
Yeah.
So we fell in love with that village. It's called Bantalveri village.
Okay.
So in that village we started going back again and again, and we built up a relationship with those people. So to start something in the community, your first thing is to create a relationship with the community whom you are projecting or with whom you can work together. That's the biggest challenge in hospitality industry, to find a right community. So we are lucky that we found Bantalveri village. People are nice. So we started being there frequently. It took us a couple of years to build a trust. So first of all, the trust is otherwise you go and buy land and build something is a different story altogether. But engaging community, you need to develop a trust. So we managed, or somehow with our work, they understand that we are also genuine people. So the villagers gave us a piece of land. Of course, we bought it with the government permissions. And with the support of that village, we started Desia. And the whole concept was from day zero, like from construction till operation, everywhere the soul was the community engagement.
Yeah.
So we engaged people from constructions, like everybody were working there. Then after the construction's over, we took them on a training because nobody knew hospitality. Many of them never seen toilet in their life. So forget about toilet cleaning or doing a housekeeping proper. So it was a transformation. We just took them from villages, the youth, to Puri, made them 6 months stay and understand what is tourism, what is housekeeping, what is service, what is reception, how to say good morning. All this kind of thing was a whole journey for them.
Yeah.
And after 6 months, they came back and they become the masters.
Yeah.
And somebody very nicely told in a recent visit that, Babu, when we joined, we didn't know what is chai, tea, because they don't drink tea, tribes. But now I can make 4 types of tea. Masala tea, black tea, dazzling tea.
Amazing.
So this is what the journey. And this all happens when your approach is genuine and when you engage them genuinely.
I want to understand the psyche of a common tribal man in Koraput. Like, when you first pitched them the idea of a resort, that too in the village of Koraput, how did they first react? what was the initial reaction to your idea?
It's a very good question, in fact. Uh, like when you talk about a resort, they don't know what is a resort is about. So, as I said to you, when we went there frequently, at least they understand what tourism is about. So they see the tourists coming and going and things. So they got involved a little bit in tourism, like somebody become a local guide to take tourists to walk in the villages, somebody cook for them. So they get engaged, they get involved. Then we didn't tell them that we want to make a resort. Or still, Desia is not a resort. Desia is a story. So we tell them that, look, we are having problem with toilets because we are camping and they have to go open toilets, which is not good really. So let's do something where my guests get a good clean toilet and some good sleeping place without mosquitoes and this and that. So we tried to explain them our need. We didn't tell them that we want to build a hotel. So our need is a clean bed and a clean toilet. And we need to build something to do it. So this, you can term it as a resort or term it as a hotel, different story. But for their mind, we need a clean place and stuff like that. So from the day zero, we tell them that when the property will be done, ready, you people will run it. So when we designed that, we also, the artists who did it, we could have done a floor tile, for example, but we didn't do a floor tile. We put mud clay flooring.
Yeah,
Reason is being that because these tribes will walk there, they will feel they're connected. It's like their home.
Yeah.
And it also gives them job to clean like the village houses, that the way they do it. If it's a tile or a marble floored house, it could not connect them. It could not make them feel that this is their village ambience.
Yeah.
So we try to very carefully design that property so that these tourists will feel comfortable. At the same time, the villagers also feel comfortable. So we blend both natural materials, natural products as much as possible with modern comforts. So this is how the Asia was built, where from, as I explained you, from construction till operation, all the people are local. They are trying to do something or other to make it a place with experiences.
Yeah.
So staying in the Asia is meaningful and also it's experiential. It's meaningful because it supports the community. It's experiential because you get modern stay with even clean and hygienic stay, but at the core is made with natural materials.
Interesting. How did Thailand's model of community tourism influence the operational philosophy of Desia?
Well, I don't understand what you're talking about, Thailand's model.
I was going through one of your interviews
Yeah.
where you have talked about the Thailand's.
No, it's basically this responsible tourism or CBT.
Okay.
It's called community-based tourism, CBT. Is very well practiced in whole Southeast Asia.
Okay.
Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, Laos. All these countries are well ahead of India on this CBT model, community-based tourism model. And this is basically because a lot of Western people, when they travel to Thailand or those countries, a certain part are very defamed with a certain kind of tourism. But if you go more into the countryside, Thailand or any of those places are very culturally rich. People are Buddhist, they practice certain kind of religion, they are very hospitable also. But there were possibility of exploitations, like in Bangkok, on Pattaya, it happens.
Yeah.
So to protect those things, community-based tourism thrived in those areas where the communities started to offer accommodations, tours in those villages. So there's an organization called Travel Life.
Okay.
Travel Life is a Dutch, Netherlands organization. They once organized a kind of a seminar or kind of a training program, I must say, on CBT, community-based tourism, where I was a participant. I just found it in some of the advertisements somewhere I saw. So I applied. I was the only Indian participant in those times because it was meant for Thailand people only.
Okay.
But I applied, I got it. So there I got a training for about 15 days about CBT, what is a community-based tourism.
In Thailand, right?
In your earlier question, yeah, in Thailand. The earlier question, the way you asked how you convince them people to make, so that was also been taught. That when you want to do a tourism in one area, the first thing you should do is to ask the community whether they want tourism or they don't want.
That's the important part.
Because sometimes they are very conservative. They say, no, we are happy here and tourists will come, they do this and that, we don't want. Some people say, no, if tourism comes, I give you an example like Niyamgiri Hills, where the Dunguriakant living.
Yeah.
Government wanted to do big mining projects there, and the tribes don't want it. So, but the government wanted to do it because they just forcibly don't want to. Same way, the tourism should not be done forcibly. We cannot just impose tourism in every village and everywhere. So people should be asked first. Sometimes it may be possible. Some people without knowing also say, no, we don't want tourism. But you have to explain them why tourism is important, how it's going to benefit them, what they're going to get out of it. So, because many times there is also people in villages without understanding, they say, no, we don't want. So your approach should be very much transparent, very much explain to the people in the right way why and how the tourism will happen here. So once a common consensus come that, okay, we like to do tourism, then only you can invest there or you can think about doing tourism there. Otherwise, I must tell, community-based tourism is a failure if the people doesn't have a concept, have given consent. Government or any NGO can fund money to build something nice, but the moment the fund is gone, this community gets split up and whole project fails. So it's very important from the beginning, the way you asked the question, that whether community is involved or been asked. So we at Desia, we always done that, the base work first before doing the second thing.
Got it. Mr. Kora, coming back to your life, you did mechanical engineering. Then you went on to become a sales engineer in the remote areas of Odisha. How did these two components of your life, like engineering and being a sales guy, help you in building a resort business, that to a place like Koraput, which is back in those times, like when you conceived the idea of Desia in 2004-5, it was not a very, it was not the epicenter of tourism in Odisha. The main places are Puri, Bhubaneswar, and till date, it is Puri, Bhubaneswar, Konark. This is the triangular arc of Odisha. But back in those days, you chose Koraput, and did the rapport with the tribals or your engineering background, did they help you to go there and take that?
Not exactly, but to an extent also, yes. You see, basically, I did my diploma engineering, and after that, I got a job as a sales engineer at a company who was selling hydro pumps. So that gave me opportunity to travel more to the deeper part of Odisha, to talk to the farmers, to sell agricultural pumps. So that initial 3-4 years also gave me a lot of exposure going into the deeper part of Odisha, which I've never been in because I grew up in Puri, Bhubaneswar, Cuttack and stuff like that. So that inspired me a lot, I must say, that kind of thing. Not technically as a mechanical engineering, but more as a visually when I see the rich villages and cultures. Also, as I said, we had started a small restaurant in the beach side where I met travelers, and with them also I went to Koraput. So then I was thinking it was probably the destiny, call of my nature, whatever destiny, that I was not enjoying those engineering job. I was more towards tourism, meeting to do something. So I started a travel company in Puri called Tribe Tours. And the focus was in that place to take people to the tribal areas. And that time, there was very little tour
It was
operators.
back in 2000?
I think it was 1997.
1997. Oh.
Yeah. And it was long back, So, and that time, the Chakraditha Road, where I have my office, I had the office. We took a small house and we started renting motorbikes.
Okay.
And that time, motorbike renting was also a very new
Yeah.
concept. We started, and Puri was full of foreign tourists that time. So everybody came to our office to buy rented motorbikes, and then they all want to go to the countryside to drive in a nicer way with less traffic. So we talked about Koraput, and luckily we got enlisted in Lonely Planet. Lonely Planet is a kind of a Bible for foreigners. When they come to India, they all carry a Lonely Planet book.
Okay.
And it talks about where to stay, where to eat, where to travel. So we are lucky that somehow we got enlisted. I mean, Lonely Planet people never tells you that we are from Lonely Planet. They travel themselves, and whatever they feel that they write, and they publish that book.
Okay.
So in that book, we suddenly found that we are found that most reliable tour operator in
Wow.
Puri who can take you to the villages and rent a bike, this and that. So nice paragraph on us. That boosted our business a lot. And we were started getting European tour operators calling us. And then we developed our link of going from Puri to abroad. Like we started B2B connection with some tour operator living in Holland, living in England, living in Spain. So then the sky was the limit. Like we started getting businesses from abroad directly. People landing up in Calcutta, we receive them and bring them to Odisha directly. Met them 3 weeks tours in Odisha. 3 weeks in Odisha. Out of 3 weeks, only 3 days maybe in Puri. Rest is all in the villages, in the countryside. So that shows the potentiality of our villages in terms of tourism.
Yeah, interesting. Mr. Kara, I was going through one of your interviews where you have warned about greenwashing when it comes to ecotourism. What do you mean by that term, and what are the red flags that visitors should watch out for?
Yeah, basically, greenwashing is a big challenge nowadays because everybody knows how the word ecotourism or responsible tourism, sustainable tourism is a kind of a popular marketing tool.
Okay.
Because people think, okay, it's ecotourism, it's a responsible tourism. So it has become a kind of a very good selling point to sell your product. But unfortunately, it's seen that many tour companies or many of the hotels, they write eco stays and things like that, but there's nothing eco about it. So this is called greenwashing. They just publicize as eco, but nothing really happens in the real terms. So that is how we always tell our customers or audience that to be very careful when choosing ecotourism. And how can you do that? You have to read their websites, you have to collect informations from whatever media you have using to make little research before buying a product which is claiming that is eco. Not only just tourism, in every sphere it should happen. So when you buy something, you need to do a bit of research. Let it be traveling also. If you're going to Koraput or if you're going to Bhubaneswar, you must research about the particular things, about how sustainable it is, what are the practices they are doing, if they're employed or ethically employed or not, if they're disposing their waste rightly or not. So these are the questions you can always ask before booking to any kind of hospitality you are working with. Then it gives you a sense of whether they are really practicing or they're just talking about ecotourism. Recently, something very new is happening. A very nice trend is going on. Like when you book a hotel and everything, you normally see the Google reviews, 4-star, 3-star, or some kind of reviews. Now the new trend is coming about watching a sustainability factor of a tourism hospitality. So somebody in Spain now started is called Housekeeping Lady.
Okay.
So they ask, don't see the Google review, see the Housekeeping Lady review. Why housekeeping lady review? Because most of the hotels, these housekeeping ladies, they clean your hotel, they give you a nice bed, nice carpet, but they are very little paid. They are very little taken care of. Many times they're exploited like anything. So the concept is this, that in whether the everything is looking maybe clean, but there's a dirty inside the carpet. So you have to discover that dirtiness in the hospitality industries. So this is how we all should be careful about how we treat our staff, how we treat our guests. We should not bury our dirts under the carpet and give a very nice feeling to the guest. We should give a real clean environment to a traveler and should be genuine in every approach.
Understood. Understood. Social media has boosted the offbeat locations of Odisha to a large extent. How can content creators promote responsible tourism without damaging the local ecology? Because many of time we have seen in suppose we see reels on Himachal or let's say Uttarakhand. People go in the name of content creation, and there they somehow pollute the areas, degrade the environment. There is a very culturally vibrant temple, and then they are doing some sort of parties, or somebody is proposing to somebody, and all sorts of drama is happening, which hurts the sentiments of many locals out there. So what will be your advice to the content creators?
Basically, we all agree that in present scenario, social media plays a very important and big role.
Yeah.
And some of them do very good job to highlight some unknown destinations and things like that. And it really brings a lot of economy to that particular destinations through social media only. But as you know that in every professions there are good and bad.
Yeah.
So there are some black ships always in thing. And it is seen more and more nowadays. Everybody want to be a content creator.
Yeah.
Everybody want to do reels. And it's not, right products are not coming in the right way. So it is kind of creating a big crowd in the social media area. To filter the good things, it will take a lot of time. And again, another point also, I'm noticing that most of the content creators are paid. They're not rightly telling the right story. For example, they're talking about a place that this is eco tours and thing, but because they're paid to tell that. So when you're paid to tell that and don't give a right picture of the right place, then definitely it's not the right kind of journalism or right kind of social media work. So you have to be very careful about the content creator who is projecting his credentiality, whether it's a paid or it's unpaid. And of course, you can check different channel to verify about the particular destination which is right and wrong. So at the end of the day, the customer who buys these ideas or read those social media has to be smarter than the guy who create the content.
Yeah. Mr. Kara, over 100 families helped to build Desia. How do you make sure that all those families remain emotionally and economically attached or connected to Desia even today?
Yeah, this is a really big challenge. To confess rightly, the Desia, we got now 3 Desias, 3 different places, and the idea is to expand this community tourism model to different part of Odisha. So we have now made almost three. And so each has a different kind of community involvement. The first Desia, which is already 10 years old, that is a bright example of how community is engaged and getting benefit of tourism. But if you ask me honestly today, I must say 10 years before and today's time, the engagement is same, the people are same, they are very happier, they are well off. Many of them has built houses in there, many of them bought motorbikes. I'm talking about the people who are working and getting benefit of us. So they are very well off. But it has created a kind of imbalance in the village.
Okay.
Those 15 people who are working with us for last so many years, they all have now nice houses because they get salary, they get tips, they get good job and around the year. So they have built houses or their bikes very nicer in compared to others who could not work. So it has created a kind of a small imbalance or a bit of jealousy, I must say, among the people in the villages because of this tourism money going into it. And we always wanted to how to balance it. We always want how more people get benefit so that they should not fight with because we can't employ whole village for sure. So we always try to see balance in between. So for example, we started a tailoring school that every lady can come and learn tailoring. We have teacher free, machine free. If you learn perfectly, we give you a sewing machine free. You take you home and do something. We have had a teacher, so that who can come and teach anybody from the village come. We have a kind of a tuition teacher. Every day he comes 2 hours. So even if you're working with Desia, not working with Desia, but your kid can come and study here. So likewise, we try to engage more and more people on tourism through different activities, apart from giving them a job, to minimize that kind of jealousy or balance between those are growing economically, those are not growing, so that everybody is getting some kind of benefit of the Desia. So this is a challenge which we always facing to make them understand that we cannot employ everybody, but at the same time we also see that others who are not getting direct benefit, they should get indirect benefit. So we are supporting small businesses. For example, last month we support somebody to do a carpentering shop. So we buy tools, machine tools, everything for him. Not much, about 30,000-40,000 rupees costed us, but at least somebody is settled now.
Yeah.
We supported a millet Didi who was having a small, in front of a school, she had a shop selling millet pakodis and chai and thing. So we supported her buying gas chulas, some pressure cooker and those kind of thing. So we try to see that other people who are not directly working with Desia, they still get benefit. So, but always it has been challenged to meet the expectations of everybody. So this is one of the dark side of community tourism, which in long run can create a despair. I mean, how do you call it? Not equal. If somebody get more, somebody get less. So this is a little bit of dark side of tourism. But once you understand that, you know how to approach about it. So you see that more people get benefit by using their skills, like we have a scheme in Desia where we take people to go and eat in the family. Okay. So you can go and eat in the family who has nothing to do with Desia. And the meal may be costing 200 rupees, but we gave him 1,000 rupees. Okay. Because it's a benefit to him. And the guests get a very wow experience of sitting in the floor, eating in a leaf, having a nice food cooked in front of him. So this is the thing we are trying to involve more and more people so that everybody get a piece of cake from the tourism earnings.
Interesting. Sir, you have trained tribal youth in hospitality, initiated preschools, and also supported women artisans. What is that one success story that moved you the most personally?
Well, to see that success story, there are quite a small stories are there.
Please
in the whole journey of this year. Like I just said, we have seen people grew up and started their own businesses from Desia supports. That was really very happy to see that people come up and started their own businesses. Similarly, we have supported people to do farming, so they are doing quite good in farming also. There are many such small examples. We have stood by them in their bad times and good times. Yeah. So in bad times, like recently we are planning to take 4 girls from the village to bring them to Puri because they are graduated. And they will come and stay in Puri 6 months where they will take a coaching, how to apply for the government jobs. Okay. Because they are the first batch of 4 ladies who are graduated in the village. Mm-hmm. So if you don't support them or give them a hand-holding thing, maybe the other girls will not go to the college to do graduation because they see that these have done graduation but nothing happened at the end of the day. So nobody will again do that to study because it's a big challenge to make the women or the girls from villages to do education till graduation. So we're trying to support those kind of scholarships to bring them to these places. And their biggest success, I must tell, that the sense of pride about their culture. So we have created a kind of sense of pride among the villagers about their culture, because when we started, people were very scared about. They're saying their culture is not good. This is poor. This is old-fashioned. All those kind of thing. But now at least they are pride of their music. They are pride of their cuisine. They are pride of their attire. So we made them feel pride about their culture with the youths. I must say this is one of the very intangible
Yeah.
asset which you have developed through tourism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Kara, Desia Koraput is your, I believe, is your passion project. But is it your primary source of revenue? And if not, does it make business case for itself, the Desia Koraput project?
You see, basically, the way I started it is not exactly very much a good business model. It is more of a social model.
Okay.
It's called social enterprise, I must tell.
Yeah.
So, if it been business model, I could have hired people from city and done it more like a resort style.
Yeah.
But it is a social model. I hired the villagers, trained them, so their capacity of doing things is different in compared to a professional who comes from thing. So this is we find those kind of challenges in leadership, in human resource, to make it a good business model. Number one. Number two is Koraput is still a big no for many people, banning for last 1-2 years because of the law and order situation. It was like many Odia travelers were scared to go to Koraput, as you know, of this law and order situation there and those kind of thing. That was thankfully with the grace of God or whatever is over for last
Subsided
4-5 years.
Yeah.
It's been a peaceful destination. Thirdly, we didn't have any budget for marketing to tell it to the world that Koraput is beautiful and come. Whatever through connections we used to get, but we could not promote our business properly, I must say. Like we always feel like we are a flower in a forest. So that story of ours was not able to be not talked because social media was not that kind of popular in 5-7 years before.
Yeah.
But now, obviously, with like the event like this, what you're doing, it is definitely going to spread our name, and indirectly these names and this story may inspire the travelers to come. So it will art business because whatever said and done, whatever beauty you are, but so long the travelers won't come and don't pay money, then the whole project is not sustainable. So to make it sustainable, certainly we need footfalls, we need travelers. And unfortunately or fortunately, I can't tell at the moment, 80% of our guests were foreigners.
Okay.
80% of our tourists were foreigners who were coming from different parts of the world to experience India's rich cultural heritage. And very few Indians. Indians, when they go holiday, they go to temples or they go to family places or go to Goa or Kashmir and thing. They don't go to Koraput for holiday, thing like that. But now the new trend has started with the Indian people also. They have started coming into the offbeat destinations like ours. And somehow the move is making domestic. But still is not enough because they just go for one night and next night they come back to another place. They don't get involved with the cultures. They don't get involved with the destinations. That is a big challenge, honestly speaking, to make domestic tourism attracted towards this kind of destinations.
Understood.
To get involved with the community. It's not just like being a destination, click some photos and come back. That's not the idea of Desia. It's not like you go and stay there one night and move to and eat some bamboo mutton and go back to the next place. It's not like that. We want you to be there, to feel the place, to meet the local, to experience their culture. It takes at least 2-3 nights to minimum. So this is a challenge which we face to bring, and unfortunately the foreign tourist number has gone down in Odisha drastically. I give you an example. We had recently the Rath Yatra, which is a big event, but there were not more than maybe 5 to 10 foreigners in the whole city, in between 10 lakhs of pilgrims. Because forget about the ISKCONs, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking genuine foreign travelers coming for photography or meeting at festivals. Hardly 5 or 10, or even less than that if I check with all the hotels.
That's a very insignificant number.
Same way, the tribal tourism, people are not going to travel far away or coming to the tribal area. So these are the issues which is affecting our footfall. But we need to work hard to bring more attention to Indian travelers, particularly our local travelers from Odisha, to come and see Odisha first before they're going out. And I definitely thank Orissapost for creating awareness about these destinations, about this kind of projects exist, and this kind of business model which is possible or not possible, to discuss about it at least. And I'm sure, coming back to your question, if this business is done rightly, definitely it may not bring you a lot of money, but it will give you recognitions, and it will give you, your growth would be organic. So very important, like you make money or earn money. So I think the idea should be you earn money. You can make money by doing many different things, but earning money is important. But this kind of ecotourism, in those kind of community-based tourism, in remote destination, doing passionately with consistency will definitely a kind of model which is possible to do in a sustainable way.
Yeah, understood. Mr. Kara, you are now expanding Desia to Devmali and Chilika. What is your long-term blueprint for those places?
Yeah, the long-term blueprint is really to create more places in Odisha where local people get benefit of tourism. There are beautiful, nice natural places in Odisha, cultural places in Odisha, artistic places in Odisha, where we are yet to involve them in tourism. So, and if those stories can be told, the stories can be explained to the international or national tourist, but definitely it's win-win-win for all.
Yeah.
It's a win for the local who are hosts, win for the travelers who are guests, to understand this such a rich culture, a beautiful destination, so pure. And third thing, win for the operator who brings them there. So it's a win-win-win for all, provided it's done responsibly, it's done rightly. So my dream is at least to travel more deeper in Odisha, to more deeper places, and involve more communities, more individual maybe. Not necessarily that it has to be a large community. It can be one individual who is an artist, maybe doing a mass dance. If he can have a homestay and we can support that homestay, it could be nice. People can come and see the mass dance and stay with him as a guest to understand what is about mass dance in Odisha. So likewise, the model of expanding the Asia through homestays, through community-based small initiatives, with these four principles like maximum benefit to the locals, minimum negative impact in the environment, experiencing authentic things to the guests, and some kind of sustainable development, like giving a scholarship to the kids studying there, or doing some kind of a drinking water project, something which makes money from the tourism to invest it there in a sustainable manner. So this is the goal of the Asia, that at least more the Asia to come up with right partners and right kind of travelers.
Interesting. Mr. Kara, you have traveled to more than 26 countries. Which country left a lasting impact on your vision for ethical tourism in Odisha?
Well, you see, I travel because to do this business, I always tell that first you have to be a traveler. If you're not a traveler, better you don't join tourism business. First thing is basic course is traveling yourself. So that made me traveling, and then I traveled more and more for work as well as for fun. Like next month, I'm going to Cambodia for a 15 days travel. Sorry. Next month, I'm going to Cambodia for a 15 days travel, just solo, to explore those things. So I must say that I learned a lot in Laos, in Vietnam, in Thailand about community-based tourism, but about the quality of tourism, the hospitality. In Europe, you see the level is very different. So that was always a learning point for us when you travel, the way they serve. I give you a small example. Like recently, I was in Vietnam in a small homestay, and I was the homestay. There's a bathroom. In the bathroom you have a glass doors kind
Yeah.
of thing. So between the shower area and the toilet area, there was a glass partition, and I was taking shower, and there was a honey bee came into my toilet. So I was taking a shower, and the bee was around. So I got very disturbed, and I thought the bee is going to bite me. So I become panic, and the whole glass was hit by something, and the glass fell down on me.
Oh my
Whole
God.
glass fell down. So I was so shocked, and then somehow I was not injured. I was lucky. I came out, and I asked for help. A little scared on me, and I was so sad that I ruined the whole bathroom, being panic, like the whole glass door, everything was broken. So I felt very sad, and I am also afraid that they are going to charge me a lot of money
Yeah.
because you broke their whole
Yeah.
big glass. And there's homestay, it's not a hotel also.
Yeah.
Small lady, one widow lady was running that place. And she also apologized me, so I'm so sorry, this and that. It was not her mistake, it was not my mistake. She was also very sorry, I was sorry. But I was waiting for checkout when she's going to give me the bill. And when I check out, she didn't want to take money from me. I said,
Oh
why?
man.
She said, because you had such a horrible experience,
Wow.
so I want to make your stay free. I got shocked. I said, no, I was scared that you will charge me some money because I broke your things, being panicked for no reason. And so I was shocked. She said, no, 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 it's my pleasure. It's our hospitality. I can't charge you. Then so motto, I paid $100 or $200, just like from my side. Please, this is my contribution for your repairing. So story is this, but the learning is that you see how much pure they are in terms of their hospitality of not charging. Here in hotels, I've seen in star hotels, if your child break a glass, they bill you.
Yeah.
And
They
they're
do.
star hotels. They just bill you because your child has broken a glass. So a homestay is not willing to pay you because there was some kind of incident which is horrifying for you. So the traveling only teaches you those kind of experiences.
Yeah.
And this label of hospitality, I don't know how long it will take, how many years will take to our industry to accept that model of hosting in that mindset in thing. So I'm very lucky that by traveling I met many interesting people, interesting travelers, and also hosts from whom I learned a lot of things in tourism.
Mr. Kora, Odisha has a wide range of scenic destinations, religious places, wide array of food options, and a vibrant culture. Despite all this, when it comes to tourist footfall, Odisha still lags behind states like Rajasthan or Assam. Why?
Yes, why? That question was also resound in my head. Why we are so back down? There was a list coming, and list I read, a Government of India list, where Odisha position was after 20, 21, 22. Though we said that we have everything. I must tell there's 2, 3 important reason for it. First of all, it's probably the proximity to the mainstream tourism destinations. Like Rajasthan is selling good because it's very near to Delhi. Everybody land in Delhi, and it has, of course, very good cultures and thing. Goa, Mumbai, that have they are like South India is doing good because everything is very nearby. Orissa is somehow a little bit far from mainstream. You have to take another flight to come to Odisha if you land in major international airports. like Delhi or Mumbai or thing. So mostly people land at Delhi or Mumbai, mostly I must say, for traveling purpose. So it is another flight and thing. That's number one. It's not very near to those kind of tourism hub. Number one. Number two, lack of marketing. Our government has not done that kind of initiative, not taken that kind of strong initiative to market Odisha in the right way in international or national level. I gave you one example, like Odisha participate in World Travel Mart in London or ITB Berlin, where this is like a kumbh for travel business, Kumbh Mela. All the tour operators, all the countries, tourism department goes and they promote each other. And so that's the biggest event of tourism, which everybody participates. And Odisha also participating for last 20 years. Odisha government is participating also. But what happened in Odisha government stall? Just 3 days before the event, the file get approved, because the file goes to Chief Minister's office for clearance. That officers will go and who is go. 3 days before it gets approved, on the last day they will run here and there, and they pay 20 or 10 times more to get a visa or the flight tickets. And only few government officers go there who can afford to pay from the government money and the last moment tickets. And the stakeholders cannot go because the stakeholders had no time to get visa. They didn't get, because if you ask the government, can we book our ticket before and plan everything? They say no, unless until we get clearance, we can't give you a letter that you book your tickets. We'll go, but we don't have clearance yet. So this is, I give you example just not to feel bad about anything, not criticizing anybody, I must tell you. But the system is like this. We are not serious about, Odisha government it's not serious about tourism. It was at least not serious. They were more serious about mining, or they were more serious about things. And then I always think that they are not serious because tourists don't vote them. If there's a vote bank, they could have been thought about it. And so they don't understand the importance of how tourism can create employments, how tourism can protect a destination. They don't understand that because it's not their priority sector, because it doesn't affect votes. So unfortunately, we are not good at marketing, as I said. And lastly, always there is a dispute about lands. I give another nice example: Konark and Khajuraho. Khajuraho and Konark are equally importance of temple with architecture, marbles, both.
Oh, yes.
But in Khajuraho, there's airport. There are more than 10 five-star hotels and many other hotel and restaurants and cafe. In Konark, you won't get a good cup of coffee or tea after evening.
Yeah.
Nothing is there.
Yeah.
But in Khajuraho, see how many things are there. And why? Because lack of entrepreneurship. In Odisha, entrepreneurs don't come to invest in places like Konark. They all want to do a hotel in Bhubaneswar or Puri, not in Konark. And also, why they don't do it in Konark? Because all lands are disputed. The government CRJ rule, this rule, that rule, all land. So somehow we have not given importance to tourism to clear all these things, to give a roadmap, to create a land bank where investors can come and do businesses. So thankfully, last 2-3 years, things have been changing. And now the government looks a little serious about tourism. At least the way they are talking about it, but still is not been translated to work. A lot to be done collaboratively, entrepreneurship as well as the government. So if they have to meet together to promote Odisha in a nice way. Neither government alone can do it, nor the entrepreneur alone can do it. So both has to be join together to promote and draw a clear-cut roadmap of Odisha tourism for coming 5 years. Is there any roadmap of Puri? No. They just invest a lot of money to make a parikrama project, but which they could not complete. And is there any roadmap? Have you seen the other part of Puri? It's all not. It needs a lot of work to attract tourism. So there is a lack of policy makers' involvement or making a proper road plan with the consultation of stakeholders.
Yeah.
We are not involving stakeholders in our decision-making process.
Mr. Kara, we know that the private participation is low when it comes to building tourism infrastructure in Odisha. Do you think that the government should have some sort of intervention to improve private partnership, private involvement or investment in building infra for tourism?
Definitely, government plays a very big role in this case, particularly to create land bank, because to do a hotel, you can't do anywhere. It has to be by the natural
Yeah.
resources. For example, you can't make a hotel at Chandanpur if somebody come to Puri.
Yeah.
It has to be near the beach or near the temple. So this kind of Odisha has many national parks, many beautiful natural places, but there the forest rules are there, regulations are there. So we need to revamp. We need to rethink about those rules and see how we can create a balance. Conservation and tourism both should go hand in hand, but in a very responsible way. We cannot destroy our nature for tourism.
Yeah.
For example, what they're doing, eco retreat in Konark, in the beach, I strongly condemn that, because they are just spoiling the beautiful scenic beach by adding air conditioning tents of 100 numbers and creating a lot of pollutions on the beach. They may clean it after they go, but that 1 month they stay or 2 months they stay, they create a very bad scene in the whole beach. So this is not the right approach to promote tourism by the government. So I'm not agree, but there are models like in Satkosia or Chutki. There are models which is really can be community driven and done in a very right way. So this right approach should be done with taking stakeholders consultations, and we should develop Odisha in this concept of body, mind, and soul.
Yeah.
We should think Odisha that it should grow like a destination for nature lovers in a responsible tourism manner.
So, Mr. Kara, do you think that large scale tourism can ever become sustainable? Like recently I was reading a report where it says that nearly 747 million people went for tourism in Europe, which is highest when it comes to tourist footfalls. But there were countries like France or let's say Spain or Italy where the tourist footfall went beyond the local population, and sometimes it became thrice of the local population. What was the outcome of that? The outcome was environment degradation, the natural resources were depleted, and there was also a social uneasiness among the local population that what is happening in our own area. So, do you think that these large scale mass tourism projects will be sustainable?
Yeah, you see, basically, you're talking about over tourism.
Yeah.
And Barcelona,
Yeah.
people are throwing water canal
Yeah,
to
yeah.
things. In Venice, people are very upset that they can't have a coffee in their own
Yeah.
cafe because prices are so
Yeah.
gone. Even getting a house rent is very expensive because every house is Airbnb. Yes, large tourism or mass tourism will definitely destroy a destination. I'll give you example of Rath Yatra in Puri. It's becoming so overcrowded, so overcrowded. I'm afraid. I'm sure that in coming days it can burst, and it can create a lot of, as you said, environmental hazard as well as social hazard and things like that. So we have to be very careful about when you're designing our tourism. We should think a model which is not attracting mass tourism, particularly in eco-sensitive zones. We should not promote mass tourism and things like that. Number one. Number two, there's a new term now is called tourism like leakage, tourism leakage. It's a new term called tourism leakage. What happened when the big companies they come, like Chinese companies and thing, they have taken over in different destinations like Sri Lanka, they have totally taken over. Same way, when the big companies come, they build up big resorts, big thing. So the money goes directly to them.
Interesting.
They don't employ, they employ a gardener or a small housekeeping boy. But all official seniors or things, all they are belong to their own company, were trained. Look at I don't blame Taj. I want Taj to be in Puri. But like when the Taj comes, hardly I know, maybe, I don't know how many people from Puri has got a job there. So these are the questions we must ask. So when the big companies, large company coming, they should also be abided by certain rules by the state, that they should employ these kind of local people, so that at least tourism should employ local community in a whole. Number one. Number two, in mass tourism, we should discourage mass tourism at every point. And mostly in culture sensitive areas where things can go wrong in a very bad way. Nature places particularly.
That leads me to the next question is, how do you define sustainable tourism in an Indian context where infrastructure, cultural sensitivities and poverty often intersect? How do you define that?
Well, see, that is all about sustainable tourism. It's all about sustainable tourism. Is that how it makes them connected and be supplement for each other. So the revenue which is earned from the tourism in that destination should be invested there itself.
Yeah, that's important. That's an important observation.
If the revenue is gone out, if you make some money and it goes out, and
That
the
is
people
drain of wealth.
now,
Yeah.
yeah. So otherwise, you can't call it a sustainable tourism unless until the revenue is invested there, and also it has to give a concrete example of what sustainable growth has been done to that area after tourism interfere there. If it's not seen in own practical experience side, there is no sustainable tourism. So we have to show that what sustainable effort has been done. That, for example, say in Desia, I can say that, okay, we have done 700 to 800 tree plantation. So this is my trees all around. I can show you. This is the area the villagers planted. So this is the one environment is protected.
Something tangible.
Something tangible. So all the growth, sustainable tourism, other tourism brings, the money should be converted to some kind of tangible work in that destinations, and that will eradicate poverty. That will connect local culture and people together and traveler together, and that will create also sense of pride among all.
Mr. Kara, the Odisha Ecotourism Foundation's plans to make destinations plastic free. How realistic is this goal?
You see, basically, nothing is impossible. I give you example of our foundation's work at Chilika Lake. In Chilika, there are 8 tourist jetties where tourists come and go in the boat. So we found that all tourist jetties are very dirty with the plastic, because people will come with bottle of drinking water, a chips packet, like those kind of, all tourists brings those kind of things. Plus the locals also consume a lot of plastics. And there was no system at all. There was not a single bin. And everybody go to the water, they throw the plastic in the water, or when they land up in the boat, they throw next to the jetties.
Yeah.
So we first analyze the problem, why they are doing this. Then we understand there is no system, there is no infrastructure to support tourists. Even they are aware that they don't want to throw, but there is no system. So we installed those things. We installed bins. We created awareness. We asked the boatmen to have a bin in the boat itself. We try to educate the tourists as well as the locals. And now you see there's a change. Now at least all jetties are clean. So coming back to your question, it is a dream which is achievable, provided you do it sincerely. So it's not a difficult job. We have to give a system and continuous support. For example, the 15 people are working, they need salary. Who give this money? If CSR activities will not fund, then obviously we can't afford to maintain those places. You can do volunteering for 2 months, but not on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Because these destinations need regular planning and regular cleaning. I give you example of Niradri Beach. which our foundation is maintaining. For last 4 years, thanks to SNM, the SN Mahanti Corporation, they give funding through CSR activities to clean. It has created a job of 25 people are working from grassroots community, and in return, they are giving us a very clean, nice beach, clean, safe, nice beach. So it is possible when there is support by government, support by corporates, and dedicated team and a good leader.
Yeah.
If they all work together, then definitely we can make destinations plastic free. But I must tell you one thing: this is the biggest challenge we're going to face in coming years. All the destination you go, you will find that it's getting dirty day by day with all plastic
Yeah, of course.
things. So we must have a model from the government to do that. I give you example. When you driving anywhere, just keep on driving in your car. Just stop at any point, lonely point, anywhere. You just get down for a stop, just maybe to have a pee or something, and just look around. Definitely you find a plastic
Yeah.
bottle or a alcohol bottle or something like that. Even remote Koraput area, when I'm driving, if I stop in middle of jungle, nowhere, just to stop for something public convenience, and I will look, my eye will go to some plastic. I'm surprised that this pollution is spread like everywhere. We don't notice it. I'm walking in that field, so I notice it.
Sad.
Many people don't notice it, but I just, and through this podcast, I'm telling your viewers that when they are driving anywhere, just stop at one point, lonely point, middle of nowhere, they stop and keep their eye open and
it's
see.
very
They will
evident.
see plastic. So we all have to be responsible. Not throw plastic here and there, keep it with us, because no government, no NGO, nobody can clean unless a customer, if there's a behavioral change. So we must work in that directions, and Odisha Ecotourism Foundation is committed to work in that direction, plastic free. We take one project, plastic free destinations. So we have now Niradri Beach and some Chelika jetties. We are working on Duduma waterfalls also, but voluntarily. We're looking for more funding opportunity to make this dream successful.
Interesting. Mr. Kora, we have come to the terminal end of this podcast, but before wrapping it up, we would like to have a rapid fire round with you. So let's start. One book or person that changed the way you view tourism.
Siddharth
Okay.
by Herman Hers.
Okay.
It's a nice book which think is not about tourism, but it changed the perception.
Okay, the next one is a very fantasy question. If you could take any global celebrity on a tour of Odisha, who would it be and where would you take them?
Maybe a Bollywood star, somebody, so that he can multiply.
Among the Khans?
Yeah, maybe Pankaj Tripathi.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I saw his movie that Sher Dil,
Yeah.
where he has created tourism on the forest.
Amazing actor.
Yeah. So Pankaj Tripathi, if he travels with us in Odisha, we'll definitely take him to Koraput, and I'm sure next day Koraput will be more famous.
Of course. Beach, forest, or hill, your favorite escape. Now I have put you in the spot. You are from Puri and your business is in Koraput. You have to choose between beach, forest, and hill.
Depend on the season.
Okay. That was a nice escape.
Yeah.
A hidden gem in Odisha that even Odias don't know about.
Andhra Hill Village.
It's in Koraput.
Yeah, Bonda area. And in Malkangiri basically.
Okay.
Andhra Hill Village.
Okay. Mountain air or sea breeze? Your
Both.
pick.
Both.
Okay. Wildlife safari or village walk?
Village walk.
Instagram reel or quiet book reading?
Quiet book reading.
One thing Odisha offers that no other state can.
Peace.
Ecotourism in one word.
Nature.
One green practice every tourist should adopt.
No single-use plastic.
Nice. Mass tourism or slow travel? What wins your heart?
So slow travel at any time.
Your proudest moment at Desia?
That's a very big, difficult question. Proudest moment is, yeah. The day I first hosted the guests there.
Okay. One tribal dish everyone must try at Desia?
Millet pancake.
Okay. What's harder, managing expectations or training locals?
Nothing is harder.
Okay. Ever been mistaken for a guest at your own resort?
Mistaken?
As a guest in your own resort?
They mistake me.
Yeah.
No, not,
Okay,
yeah,
thankfully.
yeah, yeah.
Craziest tourist question you have ever been asked by a tourist?
Yes, once a guest came with 50 diet cokes in her suitcase,
Okay.
and she said, "I just want to live with diet coke." That
Oh.
was shocking for me because I never forget a tourist who was coming to Odisha in a tribal area only want to live with diet coke.
Oh,
It's very crazy, really.
this is the last one. If Desia was a movie, what genre would it be? Adventure, drama, or documentary?
It's a documentary.
Fine. That was a great rapid fire. Was filled with wit and wisdom. And I must say that Mr. Kara, you have not just built resorts, but you have also built uh, ecosystems of ideas. And thank you for lighting up our podcast. Until the next time that we meet, I hope you keep it local, keep it Desia, and keep slaying. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, thank you very much for inviting me here. And
It's our pleasure, sir.
it's really I must how do you call it? I'm obliged to the Ritri and Orissapost family for such an initiative where they are trying to tell the story of lesser known destinations and smaller businesses like us.
It was our pleasure, sir. Thank you.